Language Learning Series. Vocabulary Learning by Using AI.
If you think back about 10 years ago, the best advice for learning new words was, well, a whole world away from what we can do now. Today, thanks to some pretty incredible leaps in AI and how we understand the brain, the game has just completely changed. So in this explainer, we're doing a full 10-year update. We're going to dive into 4 super powerful, science-backed methods to learn new words faster and, most importantly, make them stick for good. I mean, we've all been there, right? You spend hours staring at flashcards, you repeat a word over and over again, and you feel like you've got it. But then, a day or two later, poof, it's just gone. It's so frustrating. Well, that's exactly the cycle we're here to break. And the shift we're talking about here is massive. We're basically moving away from these old brute force tactics, treating our brain like a filing cabinet that we just stuff words into. The new approach is so much smarter. It uses AI to work with our brain's natural wiring, creating these deep, meaningful connections that make learning feel way less like a chore and, honestly, just a lot more effective. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to break down 4 powerful concepts. First, memory anchors, then semantic networks, followed by active recall, and finally, spaced repetition. Every single one is backed by solid science, and even better, we'll show you exactly how you can supercharge them using AI right now. All right, let's jump right into our first method, memory anchors. The name kind of says it all, right? The core idea here is really simple, but also pretty profound. A word on its own is slippery. It's hard to hold on to. But words become so much easier to remember when they have something to latch onto in our minds. And the science behind this is just fascinating. It's a thing called dual coding theory. Now, think about it like this. Your brain basically operates on 2 different channels at the same time. You've got a word channel for language, and you've got a totally separate image channel for pictures, sounds, and even feelings. The old way of learning vocabulary only hits that first channel. And that's kind of like trying to watch a movie with only the sound on. You get the dialogue, but you're missing the whole picture. But when you can hook a word onto a visual or a story or a specific feeling, you light up both of those channels at the exact same time. And that creates a much stronger, much more durable memory. You're basically doubling the chances that your brain is going to hang on to it. So how do you find these hooks without spending, hours searching online? Well, this is where AI becomes your superpower. With a really simple prompt, you can ask a tool like ChatGPT to find you a scene where the word resounding was used in a famous movie or a song. And just like that, you instantly have a vivid scene or a powerful lyric to anchor that word to. It makes it almost unforgettable. Okay, so we figured out how to anchor a single word. Now, what if we could take that same idea of connection, but blow it up to a much larger scale? Well, that brings us right to our second method, building semantic networks. The big idea here is called spreading activation theory. Now, it sounds kind of fancy, but it's really a simple concept. Your brain doesn't store words neatly like books on a shelf. It's much more like a giant interconnected spider web. And when you touch one part of that web, let's say the word bird, it sends these little vibrations all across the connected strands, and it instantly lights up related ideas like fly, wings, and nest. I absolutely love this metaphor. A word learned all by itself is like a lonely little stone that you drop into the ocean of your memory. It just sinks and it's quickly gone. But a word learned with its whole family, its synonyms, its antonyms, all its related concepts, that becomes an entire island you can actually stand on. It's stable, it's connected. And once again, AI makes building these islands almost effortless. I mean, forget spending hours flipping through a dusty thesaurus. A single prompt can instantly generate a word's entire family tree. So you don't just learn that challenge means a hard task. You learn about its entire network, the obstacles, the triumphs, the opportunities that all surround it. All right, let's get to our third method, which might just be the most powerful and honestly, the most overlooked skill for making any kind of knowledge permanent. So much research has shown that a lot of our common study habits, like just rereading our notes or highlighting text, are surprisingly ineffective. The real magic happens with something called active recall. See, this isn't about passively shoving information in, it's all about actively pulling information out. Every single time you force your brain to retrieve a memory without looking, you are strengthening that neural connection. It's like lifting a weight for your brain. And AI can totally transform this whole process by becoming your own personal tutor, one that's available 24/7. You just give it a list of words and ask for a custom quiz. Every time you struggle for a second and then successfully pull out an answer, you're not just remembering. You are literally physically strengthening the pathways for that memory. And that makes it so much harder to forget the next time. So, this brings us to our final method. And the crucial point here isn't just what you review, it's all about when you review it. This is about timing. And trust me, timing is everything. This whole idea is based on the work of Hermann Ebbinghaus and his famous and, frankly, kind of terrifying forgetting curve. Yeah, over a century ago, he discovered this really harsh truth about our brains. Our memory for new information doesn't just fade away slowly. No, it drops off a cliff almost immediately, unless we do something to stop the fall. And just look at how fast that drop is. That number, 70%, is just staggering. Without any review at all, we can lose almost 3/4 of what we've learned in a single day. This is the scientific reason why cramming for a test feels so completely useless just a week later. But, and this is a big but, here is the good news. We can totally fight this curve. The secret is all about strategically timed reviews. And now AI can take all of the complicated guesswork out of it. You can just ask it to design the perfect review schedule, one that's built on the science of how your memory actually works. And this is basically what that solution looks like in practice. An AI can generate a custom plan just like this, a simple calendar that tells you to review a word at the precise moment you're about to forget it. Every one of these reviews pushes that forgetting curve flatter and flatter until you've cemented that word deep into your long-term memory. Okay, so let's put this all together. These 4 methods aren't just a random collection of tricks. They actually form a complete, really powerful system for learning. It's really a 4-step loop. Step 1, anchor the word with stories and images. Step 2, network it with its family of related words. Step 3, recall it by actively testing yourself. And finally, step 4, repeat your review at those scientifically perfect intervals. Anchor, network, recall, repeat. That's the whole system. And I think the most important takeaway from all of this is that this isn't science fiction. These aren't just theories about what learning might look like someday in the distant future. This is a real, practical toolkit that you can start using today, right now, to fundamentally change how you learn. So really, the only question left is, which one of these methods are you going to try first? The tools are ready, and now so are you. It's time to stop forgetting and start learning smarter.